Hello and welcome to the first ever software test automation screencast. Today we will be looking at how to set up and configure the JetBrains PyCharm IDE to use with Robot Framework. I love PyCharm because it's got a free community version that works great right out of the box. It gives you syntax highlighting, code completion, and so on for Python in a fully self-contained and customizable environment. The environment can also be extended further with the use of plugins. One of the plugins we're going to be looking at today is called Intellibot. Intellibot will give us syntax highlighting and the ability to click a robot keyword and jump to its source, which can be extremely helpful when dealing with larger projects. What you learn here should also be directly applicable to the JetBrains IntelliJ IDE as well. So if you're already using that, by all means, stick with it and follow along. This tutorial assumes that you have the IDE installed as well as Python, Robot Framework, and Selenium for Python, as well as Selenium 2 library for Robot Framework. We will be covering these aspects in detail in future screencasts. So if you're not familiar with these yet, just follow along. This will help get you prepared. But the objective of this episode is to configure the PyCharm IDE for use with Robot. After that, I will be covering another PyCharm plugin that should be of great interest if you happen to be a current user of Sublime Text. Sublime Text is an excellent environment all by itself and is also configurable for Robot. But if you're thinking of making the move to PyCharm, there's a plugin available that you should find very appealing, and I'll show that to you later. For now, let's get started. Okay, so here we are in the PyCharm IDE, and we're looking at a very, very simple Robot Framework project consisting of a Python file, which we see here. And as we can see, right out of the box with PyCharm, we get syntax highlighting. You can jump to source, and let's see if we jump here. You know, it'll take you as far as you want to go, jumping to source, and the syntax highlighting is extremely helpful. Here's our robot test over here, and as we can see, things are not too glamorous on this side. It's all just one color. We'd love to get some syntax highlighting, get something color context for keywords and their arguments, and maybe some other things as well. So let's see about how to do that. In order to do that, we need to install a plugin, and that plugin is called Intellibot. Now, to get to the plugin section, we're going to go to PyCharm. We're going to go to Preferences, and then you can either type plugins up here, or you can just go down here. I was already here. And what we're going to want to do, this is a list of things that were already installed. What we want to do is we want to click Browse Repositories to see what else is available. And this shows us a bunch of stuff beyond whatever JetBrains gives you by default. This is all sorts of third-party things that JetBrains has agreed to make available. So we'll go into the search text box over here. We're going to type in Intellibot, and sure enough, we get a match on that. And we can see over here version information, as well as some details as to what this plugin is going to do. And that goes for all the plugins. If you're browsing at plugins, you'll without installing it, you can get a lot of information as far as what that plugin does. So we are going to go over here and click this button. You'll see that's download and install. So let's do that. Would you like to download? Yes. And so that takes care of that. We close that. We hit OK. Now we see Intellibot up here from repository. I'm going to click OK. PyCharm is going to want to restart. Okay, so we've got the plugin installed, and we restarted. And our Python looks great, but lo and behold, our robot still looks kind of plain here. Now there's a reason for that. Robot allows you to call your robot scripts either with the, in this case, this one is called smoketest.txt, or you could call it smoketest.robot. Now, if I was to change this, let's see if we can do that. And look at that, we get some beautiful beautiful syntax highlighting, so that's great. But I was working on a project with a company recently, and their choice was that all robot scripts should end in txt. That was a choice they had made early on, and once we had a huge mountain of code, we were very much tied to that. So let's change it back, and because this is a gotcha when you first, if you're not sure what to do here. So let me show you how to fix this. We're going to refactor that back to .text. We can see the syntax highlighting is no longer in effect. Here's how we fix that. We go to Preferences again, and now we want to go down to, I believe it is File Types. And here in the Recognize File Types list, you want to scroll through and you want to find robot feature files. That's what you want to look for. And we can see the registered pattern there is robot. We want to add one more. And we want to say star.txt. Add that pattern. Now anything that ends in robot or anything that ends in txt will be treated as a robot feature file. Let's see how that works out. And look here. We have our smoke test txt and we have our syntax highlighting. So that's one of the gotchas with this that can be a bit puzzling at first. This is how to get through it. This is a very, very simple test here. This is not, I'm not even going to run it, but it just goes through one of my favorite music software sites and checks the title on each page. It's just an exercise. Now, one other cool thing about Intellibot that it will let you do is, let's see, here I've got a keyword that I made, open traction page. Now let's say this is much larger. Here's where I use open traction page. Let's say I wanted to click to source. I hold down, I'm using a Macintosh, I hold down the Option key, you click, and it takes you right to here. Now there could be many pages of code. It will, so long as you have your libraries imported in your settings, it should jump nicely across the pages and get you to where your code is. Likewise, there is a, let's see, did I use, we've got a Python keyword here, get title via Python. Let me just put that in here, get title via Python. And we're not even using that properly, but oh no, wait, actually, hold on. I don't need to do that. I already prepared for this and forgot. You can see I'm using get title via Python right here, verified title text. Sorry about that. So if I hold down the command key on Macintosh, click that, and that takes me to my Python library. So it'll give you click to source for either robot or Python, which is extremely helpful. The larger your project gets, the better it is to be able to click to source to see how something was implemented, come back and continue with your work. So earlier I promised to cover something that should be of interest to users of Sublime Text who are thinking about moving over to either IntelliJ or, in this case, PyCharm. And so for this example, I loaded up a larger project. We can see here's the text file, the robot file, and we can see lots of nice syntax highlighting and whatnot. Oh, I'm sorry, this is the Python file. Here's a robot file here, and but we can see it's quite large. The Python file is extremely large and a little more unwieldy to go through. So if you're a user of Sublime Text, they have a nifty bar over here that that we're sorely missing. We get this tiny little lever over here. So let's see what we can do about that. Let's go to Preferences. Let's go to Plugins. Let's browse repositories, and this time we want to type in CodeGlance. And sure enough, there it is. Now we're going to click to install that. And we're going to click Close. And OK. OK, so now when we come back, we can see over here on the right, just like with Sublime Text, we get a very groovy, I guess call this a, well, code viewer. You know, it lets you see at a glance in miniature what you've got going on, and it can be very, very handy with a large project. And this works for the Python file. This also works for the robot file. Whatever you've got in the editor, this bar will be there just like in Sublime Text. So I thought that was pretty cool, and I thought I would pass that along to you guys. That's it for this episode. I'm trying to keep things short and to the point. Thank you very much for watching. Take care. This podcast was recorded using the phenomenal and inexpensive Samsung Go USB clip-on microphone. Screencast recording courtesy of the flexible and easy-to-use Screencast-O-Matic software. freely available for use online or as a download to either the Windows or OS X platforms. Special thanks to Veracode Incorporated, outsourced software testing specialists. Contact them at www.veracode.com. I'm Kent Wood. Thank you for listening.